What's up, everybody? I am Jaspreet Singh and welcome to the Minority Mindset. What would you do if you found out that you took your life savings worth $23,000 and you just threw it in the garbage? Well, one man actually did that. He took all of his cash, he put it in his shoebox and he threw it in the garbage, and this teaches us a very important financial lesson that we're going to get into. But before we get into that, make sure you hit that thumbs up button below and subscribe to the Minority Mindset YouTube channel. This way you don't miss our new videos every single week. And then make sure you watch this video until the end, because we're going to talk about some very important things. The title of the news story is "Man Who Accidentally Threw Away $23,000 is Reunited with His Life Savings in NorCal." So I'm just going to read a couple parts of this. I only highlighted the parts I want you to see in green. And the first paragraph tells you what happened. A man accidentally tossed $23,000 into the recycling bin, reunited with his life savings on Saturday after a worker at the recycling factory spotted it in a shoebox stuffed with money. And then this article goes on to talk about how this guy got all of his $23,000 back except $320 after driving 200 miles to get his shoebox full of money back from the garbage recycling center. I talk a lot about why banks are not the best place to keep your money, because you are losing value to inflation. The average interest rate on your savings account in your bank is something around 0.1%. And at the same time, inflation is right around 3% a year. So that means every single year when you save your money in the bank, your money is losing between 2 and 3% of its buying power because you are saving your money in the bank. That's why keeping all of your money in your bank account is not a good idea, but it's an even worse idea to keep your money or all of your money in your shoebox. When your money is in your shoebox or under your mattress or in your drawer, a lot of things can happen to your money that you really have no protection over. Like, you can accidentally throw it away like this guy did. You could have your house burned down, then you lose your cash. Or you can get stolen, or your money can get damaged very easily, and then you have no recourse. You just lost all of your money. In the bank, yes, your money will lose value to inflation, which is why you should not save all of your money. But when you save your money in the bank, at least you get some protection and some recourse with things like the FDIC, even though the FDIC isn't as great as some people make it out to seem. I talked about it in a previous video and I'll link it in the description below. But at least you have the security of your money being in a bank. That being said, you have to learn how to use the bank to your advantage, because the issue with banks is that the majority of people are getting screwed over and ripped off by their bank because they don't understand how the system works. So they are getting abused by the bank instead of actually using the bank to their advantage. If you keep all of your money in your bank account, you are losing, because now you're losing value to inflation. If you go to the bank and now you get sucked into all these lines of credit and refinancing to buy things that you don't need, that you can't afford, now you're losing again because you're paying interest on things that don't pay you. And so now you're just losing money. Your bank's purpose should be where you keep money that you need for liquid cash. So when you have savings, because you do want to save some money in case of an emergency, that's what you should keep in the bank, because now your money is safe and secured, or hopefully should be safe and secured as long as you're using a good bank. And now if you want to do something with your money, you have easy access to your cash. This way you can take this cash and you can invest it into things that will make you more money, and this money can go back into your bank account. This way you can fuel more investments. Plus, keeping your money in the bank and getting a 0.1% return on your money is still better than getting a 0.0% return on your money when you just keep your money under your mattress. It's funny to me because a lot of people like to focus in on the value that other people get instead of seeing the value that they get. Like I have talked to a lot of people who say, I will not keep my money in a bank account because the bank is going to take my money and they're going to make money off of it. And okay, that is true. Your bank, when you put your money in there, is going to take that money and turn it into more money and then lend it out to people so the bank can make money. But it's not like you're doing this without getting any sort of value yourself. I mean, when you put your money in the bank, at least you're having some sort of security, you're getting some interest. Yeah, it's not what it should be or what you need to really beat inflation, but that's why you have to learn how to use the system to your advantage. I mean, sure, just because somebody else makes money doesn't mean that you should not do anything yourself. You're focused in on what somebody else is getting instead of looking into the value that you are getting by putting your money in the bank. I mean, I can't imagine the sigh of relief this guy must have had when he called up the recycling center to see if anybody saw a shoebox full of cash. I mean, $23,000 worth of cash, which was his life savings. And not just that, he was fortunate enough to deal with people who were actually very honest. I mean, the people that collected the money, saw the money, you can imagine the shoebox went through a bunch of different hands, and it was pretty much all 100% intact, minus a few $100, which might have blown away or something. But he got almost all of his $23,000 worth of cash back. So this, I would say, is an extreme case because one, this person threw away his money, but second, everybody was very honest, which is very nice to see because it shows and restores your faith in humanity, but you can't guarantee that this is gonna happen to anybody else if this same situation happened to you. That's why you need to learn how to use the system to your advantage. This way you're not getting abused by it. Use the bank as a tool, and when you're trying to find a bank account, make sure you have one that's not charging you any maintenance fees and doesn't have fees for you to use the bank account, because for the majority of people, those fees are not worth the value you get. A bank account can be a great place for you to keep your cash. This way you can use it to invest in things that can make you more money. And as you're looking for ways for how you can be smart with your money and use your money as a tool, you need to know what's happening in the finance and business world. This way you can use the news to your advantage. And that's why we created the free Minority Mindset newsletter, where we break down the top finance and business news, and then we show you how this news affects your wallet. This way you can be smart with your money. This newsletter is completely free, and you can subscribe to it by clicking the link up here or by clicking the link in the description below. Thank you for watching. I hope this video inspires you to take that money out of your shoebox and put it somewhere a little bit safer. And as always, keep hustling.